When the Royal Gibraltar Police signed up to the mutual aid between police forces, it was probably with a view to ensuring help would be available on the Rock should the need ever arise. But irony often rears its head when you least expect it.
This all started when the announcement of the death of Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth was announced, and the National Police Chiefs Council, chaired by Martin Hewitt, called for a meeting. And this was coordinated through the National Policing Coordinating Centre, who police and coordinate all policing deployments for massive events like this one. So a request was made by the Metropolitan Police for mutual aid, and because we are members of the National Police Chiefs Council and because we are members of the National Policing Coordinating Centre, we immediately volunteered the services of our police officers to go and assist our colleagues in the Metropolitan Police. So this has been an extremely proud moment for the Royal Gibraltar Police to be able to police London alongside the Metropolitan Police and other police forces from across the UK. It's a massive operation which the command team of the Metropolitan Police have been rehearsing time and time again in preparation for Operation Bridge. Operation Bridge has been the operational name for preparations for policing and for the military and for the Queen's Guards to prepare for the death of Her Majesty the Queen. So it is an unprecedented policing operation which faces numerous challenges. You must remember here that there are many VIPs, heads of states visiting the United Kingdom, and the planning not only means security planning but personal planning for the heads of state, firearms planning, security planning, general policing planning. There's a lot of planning that goes ahead.
The RGP was the first force to sign up when the call came from the London Met, which has the daunting task of protecting royalty, world leaders and VIPs attending the Queen's funeral, as well as millions of mourners.
So this is the competency of the Metropolitan Police. They have daily briefings with our supervisory management, and they are deployed as Metropolitan Police officers. They have been sworn in as Metropolitan Police officers, so they come under the command and control of the Metropolitan Police. But obviously we have our daily calls where we meet up with the supervisor, and he briefs us of what the daily events are. It's important that we are in tune with the welfare needs of our officers because they are working very, very long hours to keep London safe.
We had to swear an oath of allegiance to the King, which we were the first people to do so. So it was literally the day after his proclamation, so I can't think anyone else has been sworn in earlier than us, so that was quite strange. To say the King instead of the Queen, it's quite a new experience for us all.
Since arriving into the capital, the RGP has patrolled Trafalgar Square and the 10-mile-long queue along the South Bank to see the Queen lying in state. Their next deployment was to help form a cordon around the US ambassador's residence, where the President and his wife were staying, which meant rubbing shoulders with the Secret Service.
No, the Secret Service are fantastic guys, very, 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 very professional, very engaging. I mean, for example, the 2 days prior to the President flying over, he got in last night, all the motorcade was in place, and they allowed us access to the Beast, the famous vehicle that carries the President. So yeah, we've all got our pictures with that, got to sit inside, absolutely amazing. So yeah, very, very fine people, nice to work with.
The focus of the entire world will be on the Queen's funeral. Never before has the British police been under such intense spotlight.
I mean, working with all these different forces, we've got a lot of friends we've made, so we'll take those friendships back with us. The experience of, the engagement with the public here, the whole atmosphere around the funeral, and the new King. It's I can't explain. It's a whole gamut of emotions, to be quite honest.
The learning experience that our officers will be getting from this is insurmountable in many, many ways. And what we will do is we will debrief them when they come back, and they will provide to us the learning lessons that they have picked from this incredible event.
Well, I think I am proud, but I think the whole of Gibraltar can be proud of their police force. 6 members of the police force, which is more than any other overseas territory has produced for this security operation. And what's lovely is that they are engaging so much with the public, as well as providing a security detail. They're doing what our police force does best, which is engaging with the public. And from what I've heard from Craig and others, is that people have been amazed to see Royal Gibraltar Police officers from so far away coming to be part of this security operation. And everywhere I've gone with the Chief Minister with me, the police forces have been amazing in London this last few days, quietly, efficiently getting on with the things they have to do, providing security and also reassurance to the public. And to have our police force here doing that as well just makes me swell with pride.
Well, I think like every Gibraltarian, I'm filled with pride at the fact that the Royal Gibraltar Police make up part of the policing operation in London this particular weekend. This is a hugely important weekend when the whole world is looking at what is happening in London. Literally, the whole world is looking at what is happening in London, and the Royal Gibraltar Police are a part of that. Just like the Royal Gibraltar Regiment were a part of guarding the royal palaces and the Sovereign herself in April, now the Royal Gibraltar Police is a part of the operation here. And they could not have a more important and high-profile job than looking after the security, together with their colleagues from police in London, of the most high-profile visitor to come to Her Majesty the Queen's funeral service, which is the President of the United States. So I think every Gibraltarian will be, like me, filled with joy at seeing the Royal Gibraltar Police fulfill this hugely important role, and in that way further cement the reality of the Britishness of Gibraltar in a way that is entirely indisputable.
People keep saying to me, but we've had this planned for a long time. London Bridge, the bridge concept has been planned for a long time. Of course it has. But when you actually put it into operation, the number of people that have to come and work seamlessly together, the transport going on, making sure we've got people in the right spot at the right time. Our police force are coming in from Heathrow every morning, buzzing in, buzzing out, having to be fed, being charming. I am blown away with what London has done to welcome nearly every head of state in the world and their premiers coming over to London for this incredibly sad but uplifting time in our history. You can have plans and plans and plans. Putting them into operation is another thing altogether, and I think the United Kingdom, with the help of the overseas territories and others, has done the most marvellous job.
Well, I couldn't be more honoured than to be here myself. I know the Governor feels the same way. The 6 members of the Royal Gibraltar Police, I know from my conversations with them, are equally honoured to be able to form part of this operation. But look, as a British Gibraltarian, my feelings are that at this moment, the United Kingdom is showing the world what it can do. The United Kingdom, the British military establishment, in particular the security establishment, which includes beyond the military all of the essential services of the United Kingdom and the overseas territories and beyond, are demonstrating to the world that nobody can do an event like the funeral and laying in state of Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II like the United Kingdom can do. And that is a demonstration of the organisational ability, the ceremonial ability of the United Kingdom, which is a reflection of the ability of the United Kingdom generally. And I'm very proud, as a proud Brit, I'm very proud of that. As a proud Gibraltarian, I'm proud that we're forming an important part of that. And you know, this is a moment in history, an absolutely seminal moment in history, in which Gibraltar plays its very significant but small part with huge pride and a huge Gibraltarian heart beating from the Rock to London.
The honour is ours. I think anyone that's here, you know, you can't even for one moment imagine to be working with the US Secret Service guarding the US President. When's that ever going to happen again? Very, very unlikely. So you know, we are, you know, the chosen few, very, very lucky. We all consider ourselves very lucky to be here, and absolute honour to represent Gibraltar.
I think we can't underestimate the pride that the Royal Gibraltar Police, I think the people of Gibraltar should have for our officers. It has been an incredible event, an incredible policing experience, but the mere fact that the Royal Gibraltar Police was one of the first police forces to commit to the Metropolitan Police for me was a significant event for us. I mean, His Excellency the Governor has written to me, the Chief Minister has written to me as well, expressing their pride in the Royal Gibraltar Police for having achieved this so far. And I think it's important that we provide to the Metropolitan Police as they would provide for us in our times of necessity. So a day of, I think that Gibraltar, the Royal Gibraltar Police, should be extremely proud of our officers.
Thousands of police officers are taking part in this extraordinary security operation surrounding the Queen's funeral in what's been described as the largest single policing event ever in the history of the Metropolitan Police. And of all the kings, queens and dignitaries coming to London for that funeral, probably the most heaviest guarded is the President of the United States, Joe Biden, and his wife, Jill. They're staying behind me in Winfield House, and you can see the heavy police presence behind me with the Secret Service, and the Royal Gibraltar Police are stationed here. Now, this will undoubtedly go down as an immense moment in policing history, and one which the Royal Gibraltar Police are very proud to be a part of.